No, when I think when I said that, I prefer men, women.
Clip that where he says I prefer men.
Yeah.
Joker, clip that.
Hi.
I was about to call.
He's on 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, can everybody hear us? I don't know. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry.
They
Hello?
should be able to hear us.
Hello, can you hear us?
Can you hear us, little Joker?
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. As y'all already know, y'all on the Babes Uplifted.
What up? Pew, pew, pew.
He got it down.
You got it down. Hella down.
Hello.
How come you never pew, Kuya?
Oh, sorry. Pew, pew, pew.
There we go.
Pew, pew, pew. We have to do different pews. All right. I see little Joker in the chat. What's up? Thank you so much for supporting in every stream. We see you.
Yes, we appreciate you. Muchos.
Yes.
Speaking of which, I hope you transition over with us to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
Was it?
Yeah. So last week we talked about how we're making changes, and our biggest change is we're going to be transferring over to YouTube. So make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, Babes Uplifted. And yeah, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Yes. Do not miss the episodes. So we're going to be airing the episodes on Sundays, just so that you guys know the schedule. So look forward to that. And like she said, make sure you get the notification button hit, because then you don't even have to memorize it. It'll just be like, hey, new episode, you know?
Yep.
You heard.
Yeah.
I don't know what time, though. It's going to premiere on Sundays.
So
Just stay tuned.
yeah.
So with that being said, follow not Make Uplifted, Babes Uplifted, so you get all the updates and you have like the up-to-date times and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, there's only going to be 2 times that it's going to be possibly uploading. So it's either going to be daytime or nighttime.
I was really like, oh, there's the time we discussed. Awesome.
Yeah, I just gotta find time. It's gonna be the 6th, right? The first episode will be
Yes.
because we just recorded it, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so
And these
the first-
girls killed it.
Yes.
Rich killed it.
Aw, you killed
like,
it.
You killed it.
No,
there
you
was so
did.
many
No,
times
you
that I was
did.
like, no, it's hard to keep my composure and just be like, oh, I could let them finish talking, because there's so many times that Rich would make a nice point, or Lonnie or Ari, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wait my turn. I think that was the hardest part.
Yeah.
For all of us, we're always like, ooh, yeah, ooh.
Yeah, so I just got to take it back and upload it,
It was a really fun,
Yeah.
not like a fun topic, but it was good conversation. Really good conversation.
I mean, as y'all already know, who's on our stream.
Come on.
Yeah, shout out to Kuya Rich. Thank you so much for doing all the behind the scenes stuff. So
Right.
appreciate
Well,
you.
I mean, all I'm going to do is I'm going to sit there with my Mikey's meals,
Hey.
because I don't really have time to cook or anything like that while I'm uploading and doing all this for the podcast. So I do heat up 2 minutes in the microwave, Mikey's meals.
Oh, that's very fast.
Yeah.
To have your meal ready for you.
Yeah. Yep.
And for those of you that missed the new year 22, do not fret, my pet. We have a discount code for you.
I've never heard that, and I love it. Do not fret, my pet.
Go ahead
She
and tell
uses
them
that with
the
her
discount
kids.
code.
Yeah, fret my pet.
Let me pet you. So yes, you can use our code, the Babes10, for 10% off your first order. So make sure you guys go ahead and, if you're in the San Diego area and you're looking for a meal prep company, highly recommend Mikey's Meals.
Yep.
Yep.
We're all on that.
Like literally, we're not just saying that. We're always like getting together with our Mikey's meals while we're talking and meeting. So
Yep.
it's legit.
Yeah, this meeting is catered by Mikey's meals.
I know
Pretty much,
all the
yeah.
meetings are catered.
Yep.
Hello. So,
Do we want to let them know the topic for today?
yeah, Ari, go ahead.
Damn. Okay, she hella flipped on me. She's like,
Welcome back, Ari.
fuck no. So today, oh my gosh, we don't even know what episode. We used to say
No.
episode blah blah blah.
I didn't even put it in the topic. Sorry.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, that will
That's
be.
why I was like, yeah, Ari, go ahead.
That will be in the description, guys. But the topic for today is gender roles in parenting. Hey.
Hey.
Press all the buttons.
So I'm going to only basically listen in on this because I'm not a parent myself, but I will say
But
something.
I think you can have opinions as
Yes.
being the daughter of someone
Yes.
that was raised by her dad, and then also having, you know, a unique
mother.
relationship with your mom. So I think you have a different perspective to bring to
Hello.
the table.
Well, all these handsome and beautiful people here are all parents.
So I'll tell you a little bit about how this even came to be a topic. Vince, we love him because he always comes with these great questions. When we tell you, and I know we've said it 100 times, that we're exactly the same on camera as we are off, it's because one of us, mostly Vince, will have like a very interesting question, and we sit there and we fucking talk about it. We're like, you know what? Yeah, that's a good question.
Shut the fuck up, so we'll save it for the
I
stream.
know.
Well, yeah,
we
like,
always
exactly
have to
what
say that. We always say that. No, shut. Okay, we're not gonna finish this. We're gonna save it for the stream.
Yeah.
So this was one of those moments.
Yeah, this is one of those cliffhanger things. I was like, this is a topic that I wanted to talk about. Like, just as a friend, I'm like, oh man, I can't vent. I need to like.
So he basically asked the question, Chell baby in the chat.
Hey,
Pew, 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 pew.
make sure
Yeah.
make sure y'all tune in for some episodes on YouTube because we got a special guest.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so anyways, the way that he had asked, he's like, you guys, I have a question for you. And I was like, okay, you know, we were all like, okay, what's up? He's like, if you had to pick one parent for your child, which one would it be? Would you have the child be raised by a mother or a father? And so everybody gave their opinion, and everyone had like
We
little nuggets
started
of-
giving their opinion, and then they were like, we should save this for a topic.
exactly. We need to save this for the stream. Stop talking. So interestingly enough, he said mother, right? And then I don't remember.
Wait, did you say mother?
No, remember you said I think they should be with their mom at the end of the day.
No, I think I said it depend on the child, the sex of the child.
Oh, you did say that. Yeah, that's right. You did say that. He said it depends. If it's a girl, I would want it to be with their mom probably, and with a boy, I'd want to be around. So I remember. Okay, what about you? I don't remember what you said.
I said a boy.
Oh yeah, you did because he said the emotional thing, right? Explain that. Elaborate why you believe. Well, let's say what we all said first. What do you think? If you had to choose one, if you were to, have a baby, would you want?
Okay, from your perspective,
Yeah, from your perspective as the daughter.
you
raised.
being
The product of this discussion.
Yeah.
Exactly. Damn. No fucking pressure. I'm gonna say my mom. So a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and you're also a female, so that kind of goes back to like what Queer Rich was saying. It kind of depends. Well, this is our humble opinion, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody can have their own opinion. I'm gonna agree with Queer Rich also. I think that, I think a boy needs his dad, and a girl needs her mom. Yeah, not that like one is better. There's just different things, right? With
Not necessarily a mom, like I actually like a female figure.
Yeah. I know what you meant. Yeah.
Not just because nowadays with all the gender, what
Yes.
That's true. So
gender
we want to be
jumping.
sensitive to
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. No cancellation here, guys.
Oh no, we're gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
So that we
I'm
can-
still working on it.
That's
now
why
that
we're
we
going to YouTube.
Yeah, we have a backup plan. So yeah,
Oh, so Shell Baby said depends on the situation. Yeah, so after Queer Rich has made some points, I agree. I completely agree. But then I also feel like maybe because I was raised by a single dad and I didn't get to have the mother figure. I had some mother figure, but my dad played a majority role in my life. That's why I was saying mother, but because it's coming from I am a female. I consider myself as a she her. Yeah, so
Yeah, I think
because
sure do.
sure do.
I agree with that because when I take a step back, I think about my brothers, right? And they were raised by my mom. And it kind of bothers me because I feel there's so many things that they should have in their back pocket as a male for their own knowledge, safety, like knowing how to change your car tire. You know what I mean? Like knowing how to change your brakes or like fucking, I don't know, just like little things like that. Or like being a gentleman and letting the woman sit while you drive, not necessarily every time, but like little things like that. But because they were raised by me and my mom, like they have no idea how to do any of that shit. And I feel bad for them sometimes, So I definitely think like when you put it into perspective, Quia, it does really make a difference, like.
But I do have a kind of argument to that, though. Okay, because I feel like besides helping make a child, a woman can also do what men do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if I want,
dunk a basketball.
Yeah,
He said, okay.
Continue. I want to hear this.
So okay, like
He's already thinking of.
I know I'm already about to get attacked.
Yeah.
But okay, so for example, like the whole tire changing thing that you were discussing, I consider males do like the yard work. Like females can do that too.
Yeah.
You know, fucking car stuff. Like there's women mechanics. So it just ultimately is up to that person on how much of a role you want to do as like more of a masculine and a feminine role, you know? So it ultimately just depends on the person.
Okay.
I'm ready for it. Go ahead.
No. I'm thinking in generalities or generalizations. The reason that I chose the male role is because typically women make a lot of their decisions based off of their emotions, whereas men base it off of logic. And to touch on the point that you said, what is it that men can't do that women can't do? Or what is it that men can't do that can't be found on YouTube? Because when you think of the logic and the when you break it down, the logic and the emotions, who's more likely to figure something out? Somebody that's logical or somebody that's emotional? And the reason that I take that is like, yeah, there are going to be some things that I don't know about my daughter and how to talk to her. But I do know that as, you know, thinking logically, I can take accountability for that and then outsource that, such as like my daughter went through a traumatic time, and then I offered to get her a therapist, you know, as opposed to somebody that may be a little bit more empathetic and they're like, oh, we could get through this together. No, I'd rather have her have professional help. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason too is like to provide and protect, right? If you were to imagine somebody breaking into your house and you have a security guard, what would you imagine them? Typically, it will be a male, a big male that's going to protect your child. You know, versus, you know, like if I imagine a firefighter, you know, non-gender specific, but if I imagine a firefighter, I'm thinking of a man, you know, and although women can do all of these things, it's just more likely that it would be a man. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So I'm not saying
But
it's
I
wrong.
also would have Olga on the front end of my fucking.
Yeah, but how many Broomhildas and Olgas are there compared to how many Bruces and Dukes and you know, just
Well, if you go to the gym.
lineback again, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you do go to the gym, who's predominantly the stronger ones? Like I would argue that the gyms that I go to, the strongest girl isn't going to be able to compete with the most mediocre guy.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, but
you
you
can
know,
also flip it,
Ronda
right?
Rousey would fuck me up.
Yeah,
you know.
you could also flip it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you'd bring different things to the table. You know, like there's this nurturing, like you said, this emotional thing that women bring that I don't feel like men can fully bring. So it's kind of like what
Yeah.
you're looking for your particular child.
That's true. But then in my logical sense, if there's something that I have to empathize with my daughter that I just don't know how, I'll outsource that to my cousin who's a girl, you know, or I'll talk
But you
to
could
like
flip
one
it.
of my
You could
friends.
be like, you know, I want my son, my daughter to feel secure as a mother, and anything they need to learn, they can YouTube it. You know what I mean? You can also outsource the logical.
Yeah, but then being the in my gender role, I feel like if my daughter doesn't know how to do something, me taking, I guess, the masculine approach is we'll figure it out, but if we can't, we'll find a way to figure it out, you know, versus like the empathetic role or the feminine role where it's like, oh, you know, let me support you and stuff like that. And it's like, you kind of don't get the answer.
But not all. Okay, yeah, you're for sure correct. But I guess the whole unicorn thing back to you is like not all males or father, whatever, thinks like that.
Right, exactly. And I think that's where because for me, like what I always tell my kids, I'm like, you don't have to be perfect. Like, that's great because all my kids are like straight A students, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I always tell them, I don't want you to be pressured by that because you could be the best at math, you can fix things. But if you don't know how to get along with people and build relationships with people, and if you don't leave people feeling good after they've interacted with you, then that all goes to shit anyways. So I feel like, yes, knowing things and being logical, 100% I agree with
Yeah.
you. But
Yeah.
there's that flip side of it that I can't help but also like give attention to. It's like, I want my kids to have, I want them to be smart, successful, and all the logical things, but I also want them to be able to function in a world with other people. you know?
Well-rounded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well-rounded, basically.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that in that gender role, being the masculine gender role, you okay?
Where the fuck did this balloon come from?
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
He has a new pet.
Anyways, so like so I think that there is a masculine gender role, but there's also a good and a bad way of it. So let's take the male gender role, and I'm only gonna talk on this because I've never experienced the female gender
Yeah.
role. I can either like if you fuck up, I could be like, man up, which is like typical machismo or whatever, you know. Versus there's also the other side where it's like, oh really? Well, let's figure it out. You know what I mean?
So it just varies.
Yeah, it just varies. I mean, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to say that if it's a man, they're always gonna be good. No, that's not the case. I'm talking in the sense that I'd prefer the masculine role, and the right masculine role, because I don't want my daughter growing up with some guy that's gonna be like, man up, you know,
Right.
stop being a bitch about it, you know.
Right.
But I do want.
She's all triggered.
But I mean, like, but I do want somebody that's going to understand the fact that there's a problem and there is a solution. Let's get to that, as opposed to like, I've talked to how many girls where they'll call me with a problem that has a clear solution, but they don't want to hear it. They just want to be heard. And it's like, how the fuck is that supposed to like help somebody?
Because it's healthy to get things off of
Your
your
chest.
chest. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Shell agrees with me. She has to. I don't know.
She's
Never
agreeing
mind.
to the PTSD
Okay.
shit.
No, but you know what I'm
Vince
saying?
knows
It's
how
like-
to solve women problems.
oh yeah.
Oh, William the
Clearly.
Conqueror.
Hey, William the Conqueror in the house. Pew, 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 pew.
I think I took up a lot of time. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So, Courage, what's your hearing all that? Like, what is your
Comment, concern, questions. No, just kidding.
No, when I said that, you know, I prefer women.
Clip that where he says I prefer men. Joker, clip that.
and send it to Babes Uplifted, not just Courage,
Yeah.
please.
I'll see it. No, but I think mine was for more of like a physiological sense. Like
Elaborate.
like boys go through like growth spurts and different questions about, you know, how it is to be boys.
Oh, yeah, because
And
we were
I-
talking about like finding out that you have a schlong. Was that how you said it?
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, it's like finding out you have it, and then when you touch it, it feels good.
Yeah.
You know
Like,
what
how
I
does a
mean?
mom explain that?
How does a mom really explain that? Same goes with you know with women, and you know you go through ovulation cycles, and now you got it. That for me was much more. And I know Vince is gonna be like, well, you could YouTube it, but sometimes you don't. We
don't want to.
we didn't grow up in a YouTube world.
Yeah.
Nowadays you can.
Yeah, nowadays you
But
can.
we old as fuck now. We're not
Yeah.
even looking to have kids.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's easy now for somebody to pull out a tablet and explain it. But back in the day
Right.
when we were growing up,
You fine as fuck.
Yeah.
That's why.
no, when we were growing up, you couldn't find answers to that so easily.
yeah.
Right.
Like, I didn't know what the fuck Summer's Eve was. I thought that shit was a fucking hand soap.
Yeah.
Don't
Sure.
even use that shit.
And
though.
then
But-
he thought that.
No, but I'm
wait,
saying-
Yeah.
This is why he thinks it's like the large and the regular. What is
No,
it?
it's like heavy vaginas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Left and
heavy.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Left and right. Yeah.
It's been clipped.
It's been,
We got you.
And full disclosure, I do want to say this. Yes, I am explaining my side, but I'm trying to be as open minded as possible, because my goal for this is to help understand the opposite, like, decision. And then maybe in understanding that, I can probably provide more. Being the male single father, maybe I can provide more for my daughter. You know,
I think, we always talk about how us hearing each other's perspectives widens our world a little bit. You know? Like,
So I guess being that product of being able to express myself and having a father figure or father raise me, the biggest thing that fucked me up was that whole tough love, like, which is great. You know, tough love has brought me here today and
made you tough.
Made me tough. But then that's where I turned to my mom, where she's like, okay, I get it. This is going to happen to you, but this is how you can break it down so it won't happen again. So I feel like that's also logical, but then you're hearing me out emotionally.
It's like a emotional,
It's a balance of
logical balance. Yeah, exactly. Not...
cool. We made a sound.
Hey,
Lisa Marie's
hosting. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Thank you, Lisa Marie. You are the best.
Yes. And for Star Wars. So for those who just hopped in, we did announce a little bit earlier that we have transferred over to YouTube officially.
Yay.
So our first episode is going to be premiering on the 6th of this month.
Yes, so be sure to subscribe, hit that notification button so that you don't miss any of our videos. We had a really good time filming the first episode, and I think you guys are going to enjoy watching it, so be sure to stay tuned.
Yeah, just search Babes Uplifted, because the link on the Nightbot is actually incorrect.
Yeah, so
we're not
just look
cool
for
yet.
Babes. Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, should we tell people getting in just quickly what the topic is before we continue the conversation? So we're talking about gender roles.
Oh, I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, this topic.
Yeah, this topic.
So I was thinking
So-
the same thing too.
So it's gender roles in relation to raising a child.
And you were saying about your dad, right?
Yeah. So because I was raised by a single father, point blank. My mom was in the picture, but I was mostly raised by my dad. It affected me because I didn't know how to deal with my emotion. I'm a woman. I'm naturally going to feel emotions. And because he didn't really break it down for me, or he didn't let me know, like, it's okay to feel these emotions, it's fucked me up in the long run.
How you process.
How I process things. And I feel like it's okay to feel things. It's okay that you're angry. It's okay because you have to go through that in order to conquer, go over what the fuck you're trying to deal with.
Right, exactly.
So that's the biggest setback for me.
Well, on that, I've told my daughter multiple times it's okay to not be okay.
But you're a unicorn,
Yeah.
remember?
No, okay, so you keep on saying that, and I appreciate that compliment, but think of it like this: like you call me a unicorn. I'm taking that male gender role. I've yet to find a girl as a single mom that will look past, like, say, the empathy when time comes to, like, we have to figure this thing out, that will put their logic in front of their emotion. You know what I'm saying? So that further kind of makes my point that I can adapt to the female gender role easier than I've seen females adapt to the male gender role.
I know some pretty strong ass women. So
I
agree with that,
I do
but
too.
don't.
But then I from experience, I can definitely show
See it
my
from both
empathy and
sides,
stuff.
And that goes into, like, you choose to having that. And then when we were talking about this behind the scenes, I brought up, and I feel like this plays a really big important role into this conversation, is were you raised by both parents, and how much
it makes a difference.
they played a role.
Yeah.
And but then you also said that your dad was gone too.
Yeah, because he was deployed. Yeah.
But I feel like yes, your dad was there as that masculine, like, be tough, logic thing, that everything that you were saying. But then also because your mom was the nurturing, and she was the one who raised you. Is that correct?
Kind of. My grandmother was around
female.
most.
So it's
yeah,
still
but
a
it was still
female.
female. But then at the same time, I was also the oldest of all of my cousins, so I had to assume that big brother role, which in some cases, like,
So maybe that's why you're the unicorn, like she's saying, because you had all of those influences that one doesn't necessarily get. Like, she just had her father's influence for the most part.
I feel like you guys should call me a rhinoceros or something. Like, boy unicorn.
Yeah.
I want to be a unicorn.
I'm like the rhinoceros.
Right.
Or
Vice versa.
hippopotamus or
Hippopotamus.
did I ever tell you how my aunt, because she helped raise me too. Did I ever tell you how my aunt says monkey or orangutan?
What?
She said, "Oh, Vincent, look at the angorutan."
Wow.
That's cute.
my
That's
gosh.
actually super cute. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's funny.
But yeah, so going back to that, I feel like it also varies on like who raised you and who was a really big part of your life to really say or to have that final answer if he's of male or female or masculine, whatever,
Yeah.
is gonna what role or how they're gonna raise that kid.
Yeah, I see it in like our daughters too, like because Anthony raised Izzy for the first couple of years, right? And mom was absent. Like she is like really she has a hard time expressing her feelings, like, and
Yeah.
it fucks her up really bad. Like
Yeah.
she just like breaks down and like doesn't know how to like talk, and every time you ask her what's wrong, she doesn't have an answer, and it's like frustrating because and I feel bad for her, and she's had to go to therapy and blah 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 blah, and it was like, what more if I wasn't there to swoop in at like 3? You know what I mean? And she has said that. She's like, you've taught me to like communicate, but like, it's really hard for me. I don't even know how I feel because my dad, because he didn't know any better at the time, like Ackright was very much like a, don't fucking cry, I'll give you something to cry about back then, you know, until I was like, yeah, this is probably not good for her, babe. You know, like that's not what we say to little girls, you know?
Take
You
it back,
reel
son.
it back, reel it back in. So no, obviously he learned, but like that still affected her, you know, like until she was older. And he says that, he's like, dang, like I wish I would have known sooner how much she needed to understand emotion and how to process things, because I was taught to shut the fuck up and quit crying. So that's what I passed on to her. And it really has fucked her up, like in all kinds of like friendships and like dealing with shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
And then too, like, so I hate to keep, making myself as an example, but
I mean, but it's real life. So.
yeah. So like from my dad raising me from since I was a baby up until I want to say 24, 25. So
last
recently. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm 26 now. No. It wasn't until recently that I finally got I'm trying to still figure out the balance of it, but having my dad do that whole like tough love, everything that we discussed. And then to now my mom is showing me or helping me realize to go through all those emotions and how to express myself. Well, and thanks to therapy, but still,
Right. That definitely helps.
that definitely helps. Yeah.
For sure.
But still, like, I guess it just varies on on the child's life too.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of factors, I feel, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's not black and white when it comes to the gender role thing, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
There's just so many factors.
Like I definitely think that it's important to have both.
Yes.
Right.
Available, but for the sake of this argument,
Right.
It's like,
was our opinion. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And who knows? I might change my name. My
Your name?
yeah, I might change my mind by the end of this.
Yeah, exactly.
this
That's
stream,
why we
so,
have these
yeah.
conversations,
Yeah.
right?
Vicenta.
Now for me, it's like I can't deal the whole emotions thing. I can't deal with it. Like I don't like, again, like as Vince says, I think more like a logical, like, okay, what's the plan of attack? Like that's why I asked my daughter.
What's the
like,
problem?
Yeah, what exactly is the problem, like, and how are you gonna attack it? The whole thing is like, no, go talk to your mom. If you're gonna continue this, go talk to your mom, because I can't deal it. I get frustrated and I just want to throw shit out the window.
I hear you, because I hear that military thing, and that's where I was raised too, about the like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I hear you.
Yeah.
But there's a way of being like that, but being like the way they need, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what, honey? Like, I can't, I'm not capable of this like conversation, not like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely
Next time I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Uncle Vince says go watch YouTube.
Yep.
And we're gonna be like, come here, baby. So this is what you're gonna do.
Right?
Yeah, I can
We're all
imagine.
making it
Like
step by step.
my daughter texts me and she's like, "Oh, Dad, I feel bad." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Okay, well, let me find a Babes Uplifted video on this and send her the link so I can finish working." Yeah.
You're like, watch from this time frame to this time frame.
Yep, here's the time block. That's what you need to watch.
You're welcome. That's so funny. Yeah.
So
That's my opinion.
right. So, and then scene.
All right, great stream, guys.
No, actually, legit. Like, what time is it?
I don't even know. 9 o'clock 9.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock 9.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you guys feel personally? Obviously, everybody's different. When you, as a parent, where you're like, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's not what dads do. Or moms or whatever. Like, nah, I ain't teaching her how to fucking. I don't know. I can't think of an example right now, but like.
So I feel bad not answering this question, but there's one thing that I have seen a lot of things, and so this is kind of off topic, but still on topic. I've seen a lot of people, or I see more often than not, where like, let's say if there is a like single mom and they have a son, I've seen him say, "Oh, I had to take the role of the father."
Right.
Whereas I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen the other way around, where there's the dad and then the daughter says, "Oh, I have to take the role of the mother," because
I've definitely heard of that before.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that kind of makes me feel like it's more important for like the logical to be present.
But then again, though, like if you look at data, it's predominantly going to be single moms raising sons. Because California, they don't give the son to the dad.
Yeah.
No matter how much it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because California works on emotion.
I mean, yes and no, because that's why Ackright was able to win custody of his daughter, because this is the only state that's not pro-mom. Not the only, but one of the very few states, because like Arizona, he would have lost, but here.
But with if you look at the numbers, though, he's, again, a unicorn, right?
Yeah.
He got lucky doing that, because most moms get the parent.
It's not that he's a unicorn. She was just what's the opposite of a unicorn? She fucked up enough that we got enough shit against. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you were saying?
No.
Your point? It's like, was he done?
So I apologize for getting off of the.
No.
Well, can you repeat your question?
I don't even remember, but it's fine, because I like when the conversation is just like.
Yeah, I forgot to.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, I just think that sometimes, I mean, I just can't deal with emotion. Like,
That's
I'm
what
going to go back.
Where's like a deal breaker? Like, I can't do that as a
The
father.
birds and the bees. Like, I can't talk to my daughter about it. I'm like, go find a video, fucking.
Go
talk to your
find a
mom.
video?
I don't.
Oh my
I don't.
God.
Like, I can't.
No, I would've.
I can't do it. If he was a boy though, I would do it. I just can't. For some reason, I can't do it. We've talked about it, but like in passing. Like,
Well-
you don't want to fuck with that, because then you end up like your mom.
So so there's a couple of there's a couple of times that I've brought up like making a Gmail account for the important what's it called, milestones for your life. And one of the reasons for that is because like if I passed away like before my daughter matured and everything like that, that's one of the things I thought of is like, I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna say, honey, when a boy says this, that's what he means, and I'm gonna say this is how like this is where birds and the bees basically. Going back, like let's say if I were to do it all over again, I would rather do that in person, because I think that this shit's funny as fuck. I'm gonna show her STD pictures.
Lisa Marie here says, dad's rights are big in California, but it costs a lot of money because it gets dragged out. Absolutely. That's what happened to Ackright. It's true. Like, it does get dragged out for sure. I'm still waiting on the birds and the bees talk from my mother, says William the Conqueror. Did your mothers have that doc with you?
No, we had sex ed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Cool.
that was the
Yeah.
beauty of our time, is there was legit sex ed. Well, do they do that now?
I don't
think they do. Not at my kids' school.
I don't
They're all fucking
understand
like,
why they would still do it, because everything that they're going to show is, for one, outdated, and two, they probably already know more based off of like
music.
Yeah, we got diva
Yeah.
cups now.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right. Dang, that's so sad that it's like, oh, they're fucking little sleuthers, and
yeah.
anyways, they already know about
'Cause-
fucking being a hoe.
Yeah. So what's the age that sex ed happened? That was like
Grade.
Seventh grade.
seventh
was
grade.
fifth.
So what?
Mine was fifth too.
So that's what, 13 years old.
Well, fifth is 10.
So 10 years old. Yeah. If I had a child now at that age, like at 10 years old, and I just talk to them, this is what I imagine.
I don't know.
Tell me what you know, and then I'll fill in the blanks. Probably like after like 15 minutes of that, I'll probably be taking notes and be like, so she likes what? Because there's so much on the internet,
Yeah. Well, that's actually true. That was my approach with my kids, because me and my kids are super duper like me and Anthony are very progressive parents. We're super open, you know, and like
You just give them your Pornhub
definitely
account.
not that. No,
OnlyFans?
no.
This is my
Watch Daddy, Mommy's OnlyFans.
this is my login. There's a playlist I made for you.
Ew.
Bees in the sheets.
No, but like I remember one time, like my daughter was like, "Mom, blah 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 blah." So and so said something about making out, and I go, "What do you think making out is?" Like I genuinely wanted to know, like, and they're like, "Oh, isn't that when two people sit naked in the bed together and lay there?" Like it was totally not the right definition, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, we'll go with that," you know. And then like not too long ago, they were talking about like actual sex, you know, and I'm like, "What do you guys think that is?" And it was again so innocent, such like and I'm like, okay, cool. So they're not ready for that talk yet. You know what I mean? But it's just like I let them fill in the blanks, and then I tell them too. Like my daughters know. I'm like, you know, if you have questions, come and ask me because you don't want to look like a dumbass. I was like, you know, that shit that you just said. If you said that out in the real world, people would laugh at you. So come and ask me. They're like, you're right, Mom. You know?
Yeah. So
did your parents talk to you about the birds and the bees?
No, they just told me the closest thing was if you do it, you're gonna get pregnant. That's it.
My mom was like deep, and I didn't really get it because my mom was like, she doesn't be getting deep, and she's like, you know, it's like a flower.
It's always like a flower.
Yeah, it's like a flower, you know, or like a glass. No, she said like a glass flower. Once it's broken, you can never put it back. And I never really understood what the fuck that meant. Like I was like, oh, okay, it's like a glass. You know? It's a special.
You're like, damn, but I clean this bitch all the time and it don't break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you walk around holding it.
All right.
Don't drop it.
Don't drop the glass flower. Mr. Masters in the chat. Pew, 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 pew. We are talking about gender roles and other flowers and shit like that.
Glass flowers.
Glass flowers.
okay, so the way that it started out is the question that we initially were answering was if you had to choose a gender to raise a kid, say for a single parent, would it be male or female? And then we kind of got off topic and started talking about glass flowers.
Y'all know how it is.
You know how it be. Yeah.
You guys put your answers in the chat because I'm curious to know what everybody thinks too.
Yeah, especially because you guys have kind of heard all of our takes on it. So give us your quick little take on it and what you think.
Yeah, because I'm genuinely curious because I still think that the hell's that sound? Oh.
I was wondering that too. I was like, there's a sound.
Yeah. I still stick with my answer.
You still think
But
logic.
But at the same time, like I think that the reason for it is because I feel like the male gender would be able to adapt to the female needs or role easier.
So my take on it is still like what Queer Rich says. It kind of depends on the gender of the child or how you want to raise that child. Mm-hmm. But if I had to choose, I still I respectfully disagree. I think the emotion part plays a big role, and the other part can be learned easier than probably. And maybe that's just like a projection of what I've been through and seen. You know what I mean? So it's just my personal opinion.
But I think listening to all this, and I think, you know, when you guys called Vince a unicorn, I think it's because technically he had both parents, but one parent wasn't there, so he kind of gets a little bit of both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what she was saying earlier.
So when you sit there and you set up Google accounts and you write letters to your kids, that's not a male thing. It's a
Right.
very emotional thing. So you can tap into that emotion.
Right.
I can't though, because I wasn't raised that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it also depends on the
know.
product of your own raising,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very
So
true.
so when he says it'll be me, but you're just projecting you. So me as Vince can kind of like carry both ends of the bargain.
Right.
Yeah.
Me Rich, probably not. Go talk to your mom or find a YouTube video.
And I agree with that because me needing the whole like emotional thing, it's also me projecting because my parents were not very emotionally available to me. So I feel like that's so important because that's what fucked me up, right? And you kind of said the same thing, right? Like you realize like not having that emotional part fucked you up the most.
Yeah, kind of. But I feel like my mom was also spiteful too because she knows how much damage my dad did to me. So my mom was like, okay, come here.
Oh, like she kind of used it as a tool,
Yeah.
lightweight. Yeah, makes sense. I'm sure. I think my mom did that too.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
You know, taking a scenario and trying to not look at it like putting myself in, just looking across the table. If I had, say if my daughter was like 4 years old, right? And I had the choice between, in a scenario like, let's say the van breaks down, who would I rather have with my daughter, you or Rich? And honestly,
Rich.
I would choose Rich.
I get that.
Yeah.
I see. Mm-hmm.
See, so it's a protective. Yeah. I mean,
protective thing.
yeah, it's a protective thing too. Yeah.
I definitely think we can all agree that the blanket statement is A, it's situational, right?
Yeah.
And B, different things are brought to the table by different genders and different people. So
Yeah.
there's no blanket like this is what's right and this is what's good. You know?
Yeah.
Completely agree.
One thing that I will say is that I've taken my daughter on daddy-daughter dates to try to show her how she should be treated.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
I think that would be weird if it was her mom.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because then they'd both be sitting at the table being like, all right, well,
Mom,
you're not supposed to pay for this, but I'm a girl, so I'm not going to pay for it. It's like, what the fuck?
But don't mom and daughters have like spa day and like, you know?
Yeah, so I was gonna say there's also that perspective. The dad gives it from the perspective of like, I'm a dude. I know how dudes think. Like, don't fucking get played. And then moms give the perspective of like more like, hey girl, you know, like you're my girlfriend. Like fuck guys, you know. So it's like it's different. It's the same, but it's different.
I guess I'm like I'm like super stereotypical because I'll take my daughter to like football games, baseball games. That's like dad and daughter day.
This is like the legit Kuya Rich, you know. Like that's
I'm just like that's it. Like you know, like well, you know, I think the only thing that's kind of quote unquote feminine that we get along with is K-pop.
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's right. You do like K-pop. That's cute.
And you know, and her trying to practice Korean, like she just texted me in Korean, but whatever. But I'm saying it's like, but other than that, it's very like male centric, like what I do with her.
That's cool. I think that's actually really cool that you can connect with her like that on that level. So.
Yeah, but baseball games, hockey games, football games, that's probably like what we do most together.
That's a well-rounded girl right there because then she's got the mom side too.
Right. So wait, has she ever tried talking to you about anything emotional?
No, because she avoids it.
Is it because you told her that, or is it because she already knows?
I think because I think she just has. I think it's still uncomfortable for her to do it.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think that at first, I was the last to know when my daughter had a boyfriend. But now, because like we've normalized it so much, she'll tell me things that she doesn't tell her mom. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to have that relationship with your daughter where she talks? Or are you like this is kind of like I want it that way. I don't really want to deal with that shit.
I just wanted her to be comfortable coming to me for anything, you know. But I do know that there's like I remember one time, like, you know, just recently I went to drop off something and I go, oh, I'm gonna go upstairs. I want to see the dog. And she's like, no, because mom's husband's upstairs. And I'm like, and then you could tell like that she kind of tensed up when she said it, and then she was like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, like immediately. You know what I mean.
How old is she again?
Did you ever
She's
like
18.
do you reassure her in those moments though? Like, okay, but if you do, I'm here.
No, I was like, yeah, okay, cool, fuck that dude.
You're typical.
I mean,
Exactly what I would have thought.
what do you think what do you think I'm gonna say? I'm like, you know, and she kind of laughed, and that's kind of, you know.
So
That's how you guys bond.
Yeah.
My daughter would say that to me too. She was like, oh, I don't know if you should come in. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because mom and Fernando are in there. And I was like, so? And she's like, oh, because mom is drunk and I know that you and Fernando are going to make fun of her. So I bond with her.
Over that kind of stuff. That's funny.
That's cute.
That is
I
really
envy
cute.
that.
Yeah, same, because I don't have we don't have that.
Let's redo daddy issues.
No, it was funny. It was like we have such a close relationship. Myself and my daughter, myself and my ex-wife, you know, and then my ex-wife who she's with now is, you know, her husband. Like they've opened their home to or, you know, me, I've opened to them, you know, I did their Christmas photos and stuff like that. So it's really cool. One funny thing is that like I, you know, in the YouTube video that we're gonna put out, so you guys gotta look at it. I was talking about one of my exes, and my ex-wife was all like, "What the fuck?" I'll fuck her up. I was like, no, it's cool. So she still has my back. I was like, yo,
awesome.
that's dope as hell.
Mm-hmm. That is dope.
That's hella dope.
That is, I think that in general, like you having a cool relationship and she having a cool relationship with you, like that just comes to show like how much growth you guys had and how much you guys can be adults.
Yeah.
Because even still to this day, my dad's like, who the fuck is your mom's husband? I'm like, dude, you have no idea how much he's done for me and how much he's treated me and how my mom is, you know? So back the fuck up.
No, it's true. That it's definitely beneficial for the child too, because like my mom and dad are still at war, and it's like fucking been how many years? Like 20 years almost, and I'm like, it's just never ending, and it's like so stressful, you know. So it's like having that is like, that's, to me, that's the ideal thing to happen if there's like a, you know.
Oh, for my
family.
daughter too, because she gets 2 Christmases.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's dope for the kid, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas like you two, or like for my parents, they always they would bitch to me about each other, you know. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't fucking want to hear this shit, you know? And I have a friend, she's like, I had to go to therapy because I couldn't take it. And it's like, so for the kid, it's like you're fucking saving them from so much damage that you guys get along, you know?
What do you do?
I don't talk about her mom at all.
That's good.
That's another good way.
She's a waste of my time forever and ever. Like, if, like, she always says, like, we got to talk because we have a daughter. Like, well, yeah, we have to talk. It's a yes or no. Like, open, like, no open-ended questions. Like, I don't need to hug,
like,
kiss and hug you and like, hey, well, Merry Christmas. No, I just want to pick up my daughter and get the fuck out of here.
Did she hurt you, if I may ask? Pretty bad. Is that why? You have like an anger towards her? You can say no comment.
I think it's the hypocrisy of it.
I see.
Right. I think a lot of it is just like you're, you know, like, again, remember when I was telling you about, you know, and you guys got to watch the next video.
You need to watch it.
It's about the growth and moving forward. I think sometimes it's like I've moved forward, but yet that person remains the same, but you guys are linked together, so that her toxicity still lingers, and it's still like, it's still there. And I'm like, dude, just shut. Like, this is your problem,
right?
Like our problem when we used to blame me for everything.
It's not. No,
you can't. I'm not here no more.
I'm not here no more, and I'm trying to better myself. But you,
like,
it still permeates there, and it's still like now you still need everybody's help, and you still blame everybody for the position that you're in.
Yeah, so it's like her mental space is not exactly
right.
Yeah, so I avoid her totally, and that's where that space is.
That's growth for you, where you're just like, I'm not even gonna argue with it.
Yeah, you know? and for me and my daughter, it's like, yeah, we have a common bond, we talk and everything, and her mom literally hates it.
That's so weird to me that a mom would hate that a child has a relationship with the. But my parents were like that too, though. Like, but to me, I'm like,
because she's
selfish.
She's a child.
Yeah,
no,
they're selfish.
She's a product of being left behind. Like when her parents split, they physically made her choose which one.
Oh, that sucks.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she chose one blamed the other. So it's always that trauma within her. So every time now, it's like if I went to pick up my daughter, it's almost like that's the time when she wants to text and call. Because she's fighting for that space.
Right.
I hated that feeling because my parents did the same thing too.
But I don't make a big deal out of it because I know how much
it affects her.
It affects her. Like, who's that? Oh, your mom. Just hurry up, text. Answer back. It's not like, oh, tell her to stop. It's basically like, I know what's going on. We understand it. We just gonna have to like
ride it through. That's cool though that you guys have that understanding. That's why it eats her away because she's like, "Fuck, I want to have that with her."
But that's where, like, for me, like, if I went like Vince route, like, not Vince route, but I'm saying like if I had that emotional side, I'd probably start a war. But from Vince's point, I think logically, and I'm just like, okay, we just move forward.
Yeah. I see.
We just move forward.
Yeah, Shell Baby agrees with all your statements. So
she said, "Amen."
Toxicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that are toxic never know that they're the toxic ones.
Oh, I'll admit, I've been toxic.
Oh, I have very toxic traits in like certain moments, but I'm like, I feel like any bitch that says she ain't crazy means she's extra, extra crazy because she's not even self-aware to know that she's got the crazy in her, you know?
I think it would be fun if I were toxic or if I were crazy.
No.
I think that I would have a lot of fun with the shit that goes on in my head.
And the access of like people you have like at your disposal, like all these women that you could play if you really wanted to. Like, she's going over. She said,
toxicity.
No, I just think that I'm just glad that I think logically, and I don't let that get the better of me.
The emotion part.
Yeah, but in this conversation, I think that maybe if I had a son, I wouldn't be opposed to having them be raised by a woman. Mm-hmm. In kind of the sense that the best football players are from like single mom.
Okay, there's that perspective
but they're also but you could tell too nowadays they're all fragile little kids.
Oh man,
Like
we're
every-
gonna go there.
every-
We're gonna go
See,
to the
I'm really
generational-
All
scared.
right, guys. So
Yeah.
tune in for the next.
No, like you watch these high profile athletes are like little fucking babies. Like everything bothers them.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Like
true.
like instead of standing up and they always talk about manhood, whatever, but a lot of times it's all emotion that they show. That's all I see. It's this emotion, and sometimes, as your point, emotions emotions is not as best as logic.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's a place for everything because I agree with that statement. It actually like deeply bothers me because me and my siblings are all 7 years apart, right? So I'm the eldest, and then there's like the he's 30 now. He just turned 30, and then there's the 23-year-old or whatever, and you see the difference in like our generation. We're similar because we're siblings and we were raised in the same home, but then there's like the generational differences. And you're right, like it drives me crazy to no end that like I love my youngest brother, but like shit that you shouldn't cry about, like he cries about it, and I'm just like, what the fuck, like, and I don't want to be the dick that's like, really, someone else is like going through that shit and you're fucking crying about this shit, like,
Yeah.
But I think
they
it's
are
like,
softer. I agree with you on that.
I think it's because we define everything by every little minute detail. It's
Too
like,
much,
oh,
yeah.
I'm an empath. No, fucker, you just fucking dumb. Like,
Yep.
Cancel.
no. Like sometimes people use those as crutches.
Well, that's
right?
like the Zodiac thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
not to like spin it to a different thing, but it's like, yeah, it's cool to like I think Zodiac is fun. I refer to it because I think it's fun, and some stuff it's like, oh shit, that actually relates, you know?
Yeah, there
But,
are
like,
some.
But like what you said, you're 100% accountable for who the fuck you are. Like, stop using it as an excuse.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my son, like I'm like,
But
oh my.
to Vince's point, who uses Zodiacs more? Women.
No, it's true.
Yeah, they
They're
always
more
like,
emotional.
yeah.
My fucking son, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? My Henzo, right? He's running around, he's like acting all crazy. And I was like, Henzo, stop being crazy. He goes, Mom, isn't it because I'm a scorpion? I was like, what? He's like, I'm crazy because I'm a scorpion. I was like, who told you that? Because he's an actual Scorpio. Like,
Yeah.
He was like, Ate told me that I'm crazy because I'm a Scorpio. And I was like, see, that's the shit.
Scorpio.
Yeah, Scorpios.
Scorpios.
Well, yeah,
Bad
exactly.
boys.
That's what I heard.
We're ruled by our gonads.
That's I 100% like I'm like there must be truth in that because every Scorpio male that I know is ruled by that, including my son. But I just thought it was hella funny because I was like, really, like how are you 7 fucking talking about that shit?
No, but you know what?
You're crazy
Like,
because you crazy.
with the whole Scorpio thing, I'm pretty mellow-headed when it comes to that. I have.
I don't know. I feel like you have a crazy side to you, Vince, that none of us know about.
No, I have.
It's in your head.
I can hold my. I can have reservations and stuff like that. But then at the same time, it's because of like the state that I'm in. I want my own space.
Yeah.
I
I get that.
So I don't know how Zodiac stuff. Witchcraft.
No.
Kids these days, hella soft marshmallows.
Fuck yeah.
But it comes down to upbringing. That's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you should kick your daughter down the stairs. When she doesn't expect it, that way she learns to always be on her toes.
Learn how to stand up on her own.
Right?
It's Mariella in the chat.
What's up?
Hello, love. Welcome. Good to see you.
You came at the most worst time right now.
I know. He's just telling motherfuckers to throw their daughters down the stairs for love.
No,
and shit.
kick.
Kick. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
There's
Not
a
throw.
difference.
There's
You think I'm a
difference.
savage? What the fuck?
If it's a kick, it's acceptable. But the throw is too much.
Yeah.
Because you're physically picking them up, so that's too much.
Yeah.
Abuse.
Yeah, but the kick is just like
Yeah,
it's just
a
little
throw
nudge of
is
love.
intentional. If you kick and they ricochet off the wall, that's
Yeah, but the thing is also to go back on my whole comment about
Yeah.
athletes being soft. The problem is that those their moms didn't choose to be single moms.
Yeah.
So a lot
Yeah.
of
See,
a
that's
lot of
very true.
a lot of them have absentee fathers, incarcerated fathers, or fathers that
are just
unfortunately
absent,
passed away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you going to do at that point?
That's true.
You know, that's why you always see commercials like Boys and Girls Club, right? I met my mentor there, and your mentor is not another female.
Yeah.
If you're a guy, if you're a kid,
It's a guy.
It's that male figure that teaches you how to be the pillar in your family.
Right, which they should be, right?
Yeah.
That needs to be taught more, I feel. Again, like that whole pride, but not like a bad way, but like pride in your family and being like...
Yeah, like the lion. You
The
stand
lion,
there and wait for your mom to make you dinner, then you eat, then you protect the house.
Yeah.
Him and his damn fucking prey.
Right,
The
exactly.
pride.
You don't go above the pride line.
Do you have a picture? do you have a picture of a lion in your house anywhere?
No.
We should just get him a big picture of a lion.
I want one now.
I know, right?
I do have a tiger at home, though.
Oh, yeah, I've
Close
seen it
enough.
on your stream. Right? It's
Yeah,
on
the
your stream.
tiger.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, guys. So I think we're going to call it here, yeah?
Yeah, so this is our, not like final, but like our, we're officially into YouTube now, guys. So peep our streams, like I said, on Sundays.
The lion.
The but we will still be doing things on Twitch, like what's it called, like events and stuff. Like I know that Ackright had mentioned, just really quickly, he had mentioned he wanted to do a few backyards and barbecues he had in mind. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff. But we are officially on YouTube.
What are we supposed to wait for?
What are we waiting for? We haven't talked about the 49ers losing. Look at their
Wait. You can't talk about the 49ers losing when you spell it wrong. So anyway.
So
what did they loosen?
Wait,
How come Nightbot still doesn't know my name?
I'm sorry. Nightbot, I hate you. Low blow.
He said low blow. I love that our people in the stream are always like good sports. Like we're always talking shit to each other.
I know.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, so just make sure you guys follow us. We'll have the first episode
Sunday.
Yes, on the 6th.
So now you can rewatch at your viewing pleasure and listening pleasure at any time.
Share it out with your friends. We need to hit 100 subscribers first and foremost, guys, because
Help us do that.
we need to change that from www.youtube.com 14567 to Babes Uplifted.
Yeah. So
just-
tell your friends, tell your families.
Yes, just search Babes Uplifted. You'll find it. You'll see it.
Yep.
And subscribe.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So right now we know there's what? How many? 18?
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, I want to make sure that when we end this, we should have at least 22.
Yeah.
And if you tell one person, that doubles it, and we can hit. You see what I'm saying? Like just one.
Like a
only just
pyramid
takes
scheme.
one.
Yeah. You tell 2 people, and they tell
They
2.
tell 2 people.
Yep. And then next thing you know, you have a Mercedes Benz in a mansion paying for your parents' Lexus, and you're saying, fuck you, mom and dad.
Exactly.
Wait, so
That's
wait-
the plan.
So we're really going to talk about the 49ers losing? So we're going to dodge the question? Yes, they lost.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean,
Get over it.
get over it. I mean,
What's wrong? Were you raised by a woman? Come on, get over it.
Oh my god. Okay, that's it.
All right, guys.
We are calling it a stream,
Listen.
and we're ending it on that.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. We live in San Diego. This
Yeah.
town is used to their sports teams losing,
Yeah.
right? This town is used to their
I'm like-
home teams losing and just leaving.
He said canceled. I'm waiting for Ackright to pop up.
Yeah.
Like, wait, motherfuckers, I have something.
I got something to say. Yeah.
This San Diego is like that.
Oh my God, we got
San
them
Diego
started.
sport teams are like that dad, right? They end up losing and just bounce.
Yeah, that's why they're called the
Wow.
Padres.
Yeah.
No,
If I could fucking face palm my forehead right now, I would.
I know, right?
This is called San Diego Loser City.
mean-
No, we make winners. They just don't win until they go out of our city.
Exactly, that part.
Look at what was it? Drew Brees?
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God.
San Diego's actually going to look good in the next couple of days because the Super Bowl is 2 hours away. So they're going to take all the homeless and drive them somewhere east, probably like Lemon Grove, and leave them in a park. And then once the Super Bowl is done and all the tourists leave, they can all come back to where they normally are. That's California. I mean San Diego.
There we go. Yep. So,
on that note,
in conclusion,
thank you.
Catch us on YouTube. Make sure to follow Babes Uplifted for all the updates, and do not continue to follow Twitch because we will have some special stuff coming, etc., etc.
Yes,
and follow us on all our IG handles. Yep. And order your Mikey's meals. Thank you so much, Mikey, for always sponsoring our videos. Make sure you guys go ahead and click in our highlights in our Instagram page, Mikey's Meals. Use the code TheBabes10 for 10% off your first order. Get those orders in before Friday for delivery on Sunday. And yeah, we'll see you guys again soon. We love you and good night. Bye.
Wait, we gotta.
It's on that side.
Wait,
It's over there.
It's over there.
I can't find it.
One more thing.
I can't find. Oh,
What? There's more things?
No, I'm just kidding.
I can't find it.
Oh
wait,
my
I'm trying
God.
to get it.
Are you
What happened
seriously
to
trying to find
what?
it?
Wait.
What?
Wait.
Oh, right there.